After my death, my parents will burn me a lot of paper money every day. I became the richest man in hell. Later, even worse, they gave me a wedding and sent me a woman. I've been dead for 3 years. Everything is fine in the underworld, except for the lack of sunshine and Wi-Fi. My family is a funeral service, and the most important thing is paper money. So I lived a happier life than when I was a human being. So I never wanted to be reborn. But today, my trouble is coming. Ku Zixuan, go to the stupid bird post office to pick up your express. There are big items today. The ghost calling me is Zhao Jiguo, the younger brother of the Hadbin Express. He was a courier before his death, but after his death, he worked as a courier again in the underworld. Zhao Jiguo saw my probe. The task was completed, and he drove his tricycle to the next delivery. What goods can fit in his tricycle? And I have to get them myself. The express delivery in the underworld is offered by the relatives above and delivered to us through the logistics situation. There are not many ghosts who receive express delivery today. As soon as the owner of the post station, John Yi, saw me, she smiled as if she had been waiting for me for a long time. Xiaochu, your parents are so kind to you. They eat and drink all day. Look what they brought you today. She pointed to the row of chairs by the wall. I was dumbfounded at first sight and almost knocked my chin off. My parents, why did you send me a woman? And John, are you mistaken? That's a woman. That's right, it's yours. I stole a glance at that woman again. No, ghost. This time she saw me. Too. It's a beautiful ghost. It's just that he seems to be sick, and he probably just died not long ago. I was distracted by her super high face value. I didn't think that I could have the right to refuse a visa once. After shaking my hand and signing my name, I led her home. My parents sent me something about the ghost bride, and it seems that it has spread all over. All the ghosts I know are watching me along the way. Xiaochu, are you going to get married tonight? Please don't invite us to the wedding banquet. What's there to see? Stop around us. Haha. Heh. My face is really getting hot. I gently cough, glanced at the ghost bride's insipid expression and comforted her. It's your first day here today. Don't be nervous. That's what they do. They don't bite. Her words were so few that she didn't even respond to me. In fact, it's good that she came. I live alone in this huge villa, which is really deserted today. The family is completely lively. The house is full of ghost friends who have made friends with me from all walks of life. They all came to see my bride. I had to host some wedding banquets for them now. After a full meal, the ghosts left and I went back to my bedroom. The ghost bride is lying on my bed, one hand holding her head, looking listless. Now the bridal chamber. I can't do either. Then go to the dead bath first. And now get ready. All that glitters is not gold, but she is quite open. I went to the bathroom like a clay sculpture. When I came out of the shower, I saw the ghost bride lying in bed again. Don't you want a bridal chamber? Why do you go to bed so early? I went to the bed and hesitated to wake her up. Palm on the mattress. A wet sticky. It's killing me. That's not how you see red in the bridal chamber. I haven't done anything. I quickly carried her to see a doctor. Dead people will become light when they come underground, and there is almost no gravity, so it doesn't bother me. When I came to the hospital, the doctor looked at the unconscious ghost bride and looked at her tongue, pinched her ears and examined her all over. How did you get this woman? She's dying. I was immediately frightened by this sentence. I waited anxiously for a long time, and my ghost bride finally woke up. Are you awake? What's your name? Where are you from? How did you die? Nah, are you not dead at all? Rui and you. Then how on earth did you get married with me? In marriage, I woke up here, and the person who let me told me to wait for you to pick me up. This is probably the longest sentence she has ever said. Her voice is crisp and sweet, and she lives up to her good skin. However, I can't have any other interest in her. The doctor clearly said that she was dying. Seeing that she couldn't tell me why, I decided to ask my parents above. At night, I dragged Rui and Yu into my yard and possessed two flower moths under the light. My parents are arguing with Grandpa. Then, you are crazy. Is it possible to match a yin marriage casually? In case there is a spirit underground in Zixuan, aren't you giving him trouble? Today, this woman's body was left here by her family to be buried. You are disrespectful to the body. Then, it's a pity that my grandfather got Alzheimer's disease the year before last and didn't understand what they were saying at all. He looked up and looked around as if looking for something. It's hard for my parents to do this and it's easy to understand. I looked at Rui and Yu, the moth at the other end of the light bulb. When I looked at it, it tilted its head and stretched out its tentacles and touched mine lightly. In a moment of stupidity, I slipped and the whole moth fell straight into my grandfather's collar. Grandpa's big hand grabbed me. Zixuan, Grandpa is Alzheimer's. He is blind and deaf, but he can't recognize me at a glance. My parents stopped talking about him and walked away with a sigh. I opened my wings covering my head and shook them twice in response to Grandpa. It's me. Grandpa can't feel me. I always knew that. I died unexpectedly outside 3 years ago, and my body has not been found so far, and my family has never heard from me since then. When I first turned into a little sparrow and flew home, I stood on my grandfather's shoulder and choked for a long time. He told my parents that I didn't have to wait any longer. I was dead. My parents have been burning paper for me every day since then, hoping that I can live better underground. I came back this time because of Ruyan Liu. I looked up to find Ruyan Liu on the light bulb. She has left the light bulb and flew to a coffin in the morning hall to stop. My precious grandson brought his granddaughter back to the door. This little moth is speechless and dripping sweat. This is Ruyan Liu's coffin. She recognized it herself. I flew to the opening and closing cap of the coffin lid and motioned for Grandpa to open it. Grandpa really understood and pants pushed open the coffin board for me. Then I saw Ruyan Liu's real body. At this time, Ruyan Liu flew to the body's wrist. Go, don't touch it. My grandfather waved her away, and she got under her wrist again. Grandpa had to pick up the body's wrist to find her. And then Grandpa suddenly stopped. My eyes suddenly lit up. Why does the granddaughter still have a pulse?